You're looking at a live pad shot of Launch Pad 6 at Site 31 at the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, where a fully fueled Soyuz 2.1A booster is standing ready to launch just about 15 minutes from now. The Progress vehicle will be delivering nearly 3 tons of cargo to the International Space Station. Good morning and welcome to Mission Control Houston and the International Space Station Flight Control Room. I'm NASA's Sandra Jones. NASA TV provides operational cover of all International Space Station launches in order to provide transparency and allow mission support personnel to maintain situational awareness necessary for safe and sustained operations of the International Space Station. On top of the Soyuz 2.1A booster you're seeing here is the unpiloted Progress 81 cargo craft. This vehicle will launch into an orbit inclined about 19 degrees to the equator for a quick 2-orbit rendezvous to the International Space Station. Docking scheduled later this morning at 8:02 a.m. Central Time to the aft port of the Zvezda module. Progress is loaded with 5,551 pounds of supplies. That includes 1,323 pounds of propellant, 88 pounds of nitrogen, 926 pounds of water, and 3,214 pounds of dry cargo, for a total, again, of nearly 3 tons of food, fuel, and supplies. The Soyuz 2.1A booster rolled out from the integration building at the Baikonur Cosmodrome on Tuesday, May 31st, and that rollout of the Progress took place where it was horizontal and on a rail car, and it took about 25 minutes to travel from the integration building to reach the launch pad you're seeing here. It was then lifted into its vertical position, and technicians began the process of hooking up fuel lines and power lines for the final stages of processing. We're now just 15 minutes away from today's launch. Today's launch comes just 2 days after another Progress vehicle left the International Space Station. The International Space Station Progress 79 vehicle departed the space station on Wednesday. Filled with trash, the unpiloted Progress 79 cargo craft burned up harmlessly in the Earth's atmosphere over the Pacific Ocean. At this hour, the Expedition 67 crew is awake. They're being led by Roscosmos cosmonaut Oleg Artemyev, who is the current commander of the International Space Station. And also on board station are NASA astronauts Bob Hines, European Space Agency astronaut Samantha Cristoforetti, Russian cosmonauts Denis Matviev, Oleg Artemyev, again, who is the current commander of the International Space Station, and Sergei Korsakov, as well as NASA astronauts Jessica Watkins and Kjell Lindgren. The weather in Baikonur at this hour is currently 85 degrees with clear skies. Everything all set, and the fueling operations went smoothly over the past few hours. It will take about 8 minutes and 45 seconds for the Progress 81 to separate from the third stage of the Soyuz booster. That will put it into its preliminary orbit, where a series of pre-programmed engine firings will help raise the orbit to match that of the International Space Station before automated rendezvous operations begin later today. This will be a quick 2-orbit trip before Progress arrives to the International Space Station. At the time of launch today, the International Space Station will be flying 259 statute miles over northeast Kazakhstan. The International Space Station is currently flying 261 statute miles over Sudan. Everything continuing to look good for today's liftoff just under 12 minutes from now.
Они тоже приехали на экскурсию, что там туристы, да, или... А. То есть все равно не местная, да? Местная? А, то есть они отдыхают там?
Following liftoff 11 minutes from now, it will take just under 2 minutes until first stage separation occurs. That first stage will separate, followed about a minute later by the jettisoning of the launch shroud that encompasses the Progress at the very top of the stack. Second stage shutdown and separation will occur just over 4.5 minutes after launch, followed by the jettisoning of the third stage skirt that will enable the third stage engine to ignite and continue the rise to the preliminary orbit for Progress 81. Again, that third stage shutdown and orbital insertion comes at the 8-minute 45-second mark, followed just seconds by third stage separation, and then the activation of the pre-programmed commands to deploy the solar arrays on Progress, along with its rendezvous antennas and navigational antennas. Now less than 10 minutes until today's launch. We're now less than 9 minutes away from launch. The countdown will soon move into its automated phase that will include the purging of nitrogen from the first stage engines. That propellant drain back makes sure the first stage of the Progress booster has the correct amount of propellant for its first 2 minutes of flight. Following that, booster propellant tank pressurization will occur and the ground propellant feed will be terminated. Now approaching the 7-minute mark until launch today. This will be a speedy 2-orbit rendezvous for Progress with docking scheduled at 8:02 a.m. Central Time, 9:02 a.m. Eastern Time later this morning. Once Progress does arrive in the vicinity of the International Space Station later this morning, the Russian cosmonauts on board the International Space Station, Oleg Artemyev and Denis Matveyev, will be inside the Zvezda service module at a control panel called the TARU system. That stands for the Telerobotically Operated Rendezvous System, and they'll be prepared to operate a joystick in the unlikely event a problem would occur with the core's automated rendezvous system. Five and a half minutes until launch, everything continuing to proceed as planned. The fuel lines and other elements of the booster's engines are being purged with nitrogen. This enables them to be fireproofed by removing any vapors of fuel and oxidizer. Now approaching the T-minus 4-minute 30-second mark and counting. Following Progress lifting off today, there will be one delta velocity burn to align Progress's orbit to match that of the International Space Station. Because this is a quick two-orbit rendezvous and a narrow phase angle for launch, not as many burns are required to align the orbit of Progress to the International Space Station. We are approaching the 3-minute mark until launch. Once we do hit the 3-minute mark, propellant drainback will begin. Propellant drainback is underway. Weather looking good, 85 degrees, clear skies. Coming up on the 2-minute mark, the first stage is being pressurized for flight, optimizing the flow of fuel to help add structural support to the rocket. At about the T-minus 30-second mark, the first of 2 servicing umbilicals will retract from the booster, followed about 15 seconds later by the retraction of the second umbilical that will initiate the auto sequence start for engine ignition. 1 minute, 30 seconds until launch. Now 1 minute until launch.
Пацаны,
Не-не-не-не-не-не.
сейчас же полтора.
Мачта отойдет,
Progress now on internal power, and we have separation of the first of the 2 umbilicals on your screen, as you saw there. T-minus 20 seconds and counting. Auto sequence has been initiated. We have a command for engine sequence start. We have it engine ignition, turbo pumps building up to flight speed, and the second umbilical has retracted. And liftoff. Liftoff of the Progress 81, its destination, the world's only orbital laboratory, the iconic International Space Station. Good roll, pitch, and yaw program reported from Baikonur. First stage performance reported to be nominal from the blockhouse in Baikonur. Good vehicle stabilization reported. Good chamber pressure reported on the first stage. Now 1 minute into today's flight, passing through maximum dynamic pressure on the vehicle. All continues to be reported going well. Now 1 minute 40 seconds into today's flight. Standing by for first stage separation. And first stage separation confirmed. The boosters falling away from the Progress vehicle. The vehicle now flying on second stage engines. Continuing to hear good calls from Baikonur, now approaching 2 minutes, 25 seconds into today's flight. The Progress booster traveling almost 5,000 miles an hour. Hearing good calls on the second stage engines as well. Everything continuing to look good as we approach the 3-minute mark into the flight. Three minutes, 15 seconds into the flight, 5.5 minutes remaining of powered flight. The launch shroud has been jettisoned. Second stage engine performance going well. And on the screen, you're looking at a view from a camera on the upper stage of the Progress booster. Second stage separation. Hearing good calls on the second stage. The vehicle continues to be reported to be stable. Everything is looking good. Second stage shutdown and separation. And the skirt has been jettisoned. Continuing to get good reports on the vehicle, everything looking stable. Third stage engines performing as expected. Six minutes and 45 seconds into today's flight, 2 minutes of powered flight remaining, continuing to hear good calls. Just about 1 minute of powered flight remaining, everything looking good, the vehicle is stable. Eight and a half minutes into today's flight, coming up on third stage shutdown and spacecraft separation. third stage shutdown and third stage separation. The next step will be the deployment of the solar arrays and the navigational antennas on the Progress 81. As you can see, the solar arrays now being deployed. And you're now getting a view from a balcony camera in the Russian Mission Control Center outside of Moscow. And we are getting the first view from an external camera on the Progress 81. This is the same data screen that we'll be watching during rendezvous operations later today. It was a perfect launch from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, that launch occurring at 4:32 a.m. Central Time. Progress completed an 8.5-minute climb to orbit with everything going smoothly. Progress is now well on its way to the International Space Station. It will complete a quick 2-orbit rendezvous with a series of pre-programmed engine firings taking place to help bring Progress into the vicinity of the International Space Station for its automated docking scheduled at 8:02 a.m. Eastern Time. 8:02 a.m. Central Time. We'll be back on the air to cover docking, and our coverage will begin at 7:15 a.m. Central Time, with a docking at 8:02 Central Time. But for now, Progress had a successful launch and orbital insertion carrying nearly 3 tons of food, fuel, and supplies to the Expedition 67 crew on the International Space Station. We'll see you back on the air here shortly, but for now, this is Mission Control Houston.